Hey everyone, Jessie here with parkbench.com. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Anita Bostok and Norman Hathaway, real estate agents with Sutton Group-Associates Realty Inc., and sponsors and ambassadors of local community websites all about the Cabbagetown and Yorkville areas of Toronto. Thanks so much for joining me. How are you?
Great. Thanks,
Thank
Jessie.
you. Indeed.
Yeah,
Nice
of
to see
course.
you.
Really looking forward to getting to know a little bit more about you and your business today.
Yeah, and as we are.
So to
Yeah.
get started, why don't we talk a little bit about why you both first decided to become real estate agents?
Well, for me, it was kind of a natural progression from my career as well in the arts and as a musician and living downtown Toronto all my life. I happen to have been raised in Rosedale in an old home, and I come from a fairly strong mechanical background as well. So working on antique cars, and I was raised in axle grease and transmission oil. And I learned a lot about mechanical things and structure, and developed a strong appreciation for houses, from the neighborhood I lived in and the heritage behind the downtown Toronto homes. And so I developed a love for the structures and the architecture and the heritage of these places. And so later on in my career, I felt I wanted to branch into that, and so real estate and becoming part of the industry was a natural fit for me. So I've really enjoyed it. It's been really, really rewarding on so many fronts. So that's kind of my story. What's your story?
Well, my story is I also have a performing arts background, and this is a later career. But my family was always involved in real estate in some degree or another. My father invested. When we were growing up, he always had extra properties, and that was always kind of fascinating. And my sister got into real estate and had a fantastic career in Los Angeles selling real estate. And something I always thought that, would happen later on. I was a dancer in my earlier life. So it's real estate is something that people sometimes do coming out of the performing arts, and I think we're used to having kind of erratic schedules and that, so it's kind of a natural flow for us, and being creative and how to to find clients, but also to how to help clients.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. I think it's so interesting, the performing arts background and then going into real estate. You mentioned that you were a dancer, and what about yourself, Norman? What did you do in the arts industry?
Well, I'm a professional violinist and violist, so I have had and continue a career as a active musician. But Anita and I met while I was performing in Phantom of the Opera in the pit, playing violin in the pit, and Anita was on stage. And so we met doing that, and
that was kind of a water cooler romance, and and then we both later transitioned into real estate. But yeah.
I love it. That's amazing. Great story. So what is it that makes you stand out from other real estate professionals?
Well, for one, I think we have a terrific compatibility, the two of us, having we share a relationship outside of real estate, and Anita has a very strong intuitive sense of the value of properties. I think that comes from a good, strong shopping background, and so it comes naturally. But she loves to research and look at the data and analyze the comparables that are available. And she has a really good sense of pricing, and she can get bang on with a price almost every time. And that's a really strong asset in real estate, of course. So and it really has a natural negotiating talent. So
well, I think we both have really good. We just left hearing negotiating skills. We'll let that go. and we work together. We spend, all of our days together. So every day is a negotiation. So we have daily practice, but we're both good at it.
We get along. And
our relationship's still going strong.
And that tends to rub off on the relationships we have with our clients.
Yeah.
We take our clients very, very seriously, and we listen to them. And I think we have, because of our backgrounds and our stage in life, we have a real empathy and an understanding of our clients, whether they're young or old. And so we have experience we can draw on that helps with young clients, because we've been through a lot of our own real estate experiences
and life experiences.
And life experiences. And with the older population, the generation that we're from and older, we get along very, very well with seniors.
Well, we enjoy them, and
they enjoy us.
Seniors, especially, people need to be listened to, and especially with seniors, because sometimes they're not quite sure if you're understanding what they're getting at, and so it takes time, and we have that appreciation, so it's easy for us. Yeah. I wanted to add something about Norman's skills too, because he's talking about the mechanics and all of that earlier.
I'm anxious to hear this.
You can walk into a property that he's never seen before, and he'll point out things right away that others may not see. And as far as mechanicals go, structural things, but also with the vintage and Victorian homes, which we have a lot of in our area. He can look at, is that the right type of molding, or is that the right type of railing, and decorative things that really are essential to the decor of the older homes. And because he's so fascinated by that, he knows right off the bat, how they should look.
I think
it's unique, actually.
What that translates into for both of us is that we can provide a lot of advice to our clients as to what should be done, what doesn't have to be done, what's a costly thing.
Yeah. So that helps with buyers and sellers, actually. A buyer is like, be aware of this, or don't worry about that. It's an easy fix. And with sellers, as far as, you might want to get this done beforehand, or at least disclose it, so there aren't issues later on legally. Because sometimes people are afraid to, they'll undervalue their homes if they don't expose everything. But we advise them to either fix it or at least let people know.
Yeah,
that was the best policy.
And also, it's just in preparation. We also pride ourselves in staging, and we do our own staging, and certainly can do our own staging, and we'll do it as part of our free of charge.
Yeah, that's something we enjoy doing. So
yeah,
a little perk for us.
I love it. Well, you obviously bring loads of strengths to the table. That's clear. Do you have like a memorable experience, or like a couple of memorable experiences that you've had working with clients?
Certainly, many, but one that stands out for me is the time that a musical colleague of mine, asked that I look after his aging mother, who lived alone in a lovely little house, 2-story house downtown. And she was thinking about, perhaps it's time to go to a bungalow. And we spent quite a bit of time looking. We didn't find anything that she really wanted, and it was tough for her. She decided she's well enough in her own place, so the whole thing kind of fizzled out. However, unfortunately, several years later, she became ill and passed away, and but her estate insisted that I be the realtor to deal with the estate, which I was very touched with.
Wow.
And developed a really lovely relationship with her daughter, and of course was a friend with her son as a colleague. But it was a very touching thing, and really was proud to fulfill that task. So it was very nice of her to keep me in her mind. So
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, yeah, that was a lovely experience. Mhm.
That really
What
sounds
about
like
you?
it.
Well, we had a couple that we represented that we did a purchase for in Brampton, and this is a few years back, and they purchased about 4 years before that, and then they needed to sell because they were going back to Montreal, where they were originally from, and the wife had a job there. The husband came back for the sale of the house, and the market wasn't doing terribly well at the time, but we were able to get multiple offers going. And so we held back offers. And on the night that the husband was there, and he was telephoning his wife in Montreal with the updates, and was quite excited about the whole thing. And we'd staged that, and he was really happy with that, and very up about the whole thing. And we got a better than he expected and they expected deal for them that night, and he was so thrilled at the end that he put on some music, and he recorded himself to send to his wife, him dancing in the living room. So
It was a spontaneous,
it was really
what's
cute.
it called, those dances? Happy dance.
Like the happy dance.
Happy
Yeah,
But
an
it was
actual
so
happy
happy.
dance.
It
Yeah.
was so authentic
Yeah.
and
Heart melting. It was great.
yeah, it was really, really lovely to see a young guy. He was so happy.
Mm.
So
I
yeah,
love that. Genuine happy dances. We don't see them
really
often
happy.
enough. When they happen, they really tug on those heartstrings.
But he was good at it too.
Yeah.
But he was good at it.
I don't know what kind of dance it was called, but it was like not break dancing, but little, like he didn't do acrobatic weird stuff, but
I love
It was
it.
great.
That's amazing. That's so great. Those are wonderful stories. Thanks so much for sharing. So,
our pleasure.
outside of real estate, what do you like to do for fun?
Oh,
Well, want me to go on talk about I guess a favorite pastime, which is still part of what I do, is I love to play and practice. So I can easily
he still plays the violin regularly,
yeah.
so it's great. I mean, he practices at home all the time, so I get to hear it, and that's really lovely.
I can drive her crazy with it, I'm sure. But
Great.
no, it's really important to me to maintain that connection. It's part of my life, and it's very rewarding, continues to be rewarding. So I love to practice and perform, but also reading, and we do a lot
both
of
like
things
reading,
together.
yeah.
The neighborhood we're in, we can do so many things outdoors. What else?
Yeah, well, we love to just get out and walk in our beautiful neighborhood whenever we can, and we spend a fair bit of time with your family. My family's
Right.
throughout the States and some in Europe. Actually, I'm not originally from Toronto, but Toronto's been my home for about 30 years now, and I absolutely love it. And which is kind of an interesting thing because we both bring different aspects of that into our business as
You're
well.
bilingual as a result.
And
too.
I'm also
Fluent in
bilingual.
French.
I have family in France, so I need to keep up my French to speak with them now and then. I love when they come to visit, and I get to show them. I actually had some cousins visit last year, and they were really impressed with Cabbagetown and how historic everything was. And I thought, but you're
Yeah.
from France, everything's like hundreds of years old there. But so that was kind of interesting.
That's a huge compliment then for Cabbagetown.
Yeah, right.
And Anita's a fully certified Pilates guru teacher.
Yeah, so
so I get the benefit of that.
we both do Pilates together.
So
Amazing.
we work out and trying to stay in some form of physical
Yeah.
conditioning. So,
Yeah, but we both still enjoy the arts. When we can travel, we like to travel. But maybe one of these days we'll get back to that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we will. We will. 2021
Yeah.
is going to happen. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get through this COVID business.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
So there were a couple things that you mentioned in that answer, but when it comes to living and working in Cabbagetown and in the Yorkville areas, what are some things that you really love about those neighborhoods?
Well, there's what don't we love? Well, there's nothing. So we have the incredible community that we live in. It's a very inclusive community. It's
Mhm.
a very
Diverse.
very diverse community of people. Very interesting, very often, very cultivated, very interesting backgrounds they all have. And it has a small town feel, Cabbagetown does. So just the sheer heritage and the literally the structure of it, the little houses, tightly packed, but there's trees, there's beautiful small town kind of ambiance to it.
Yeah.
The neighbors are really
We have
lovely.
spectacular neighbors, and but it's connected to the city so easily. We've got outdoor recreation with the Riverdale Farm, Riverdale Park. We've got the Don Valley River Park, River Trail,
River Trail,
which
and
is
with the bike trails and hiking trails.
right down the Don River. It's
that.
connected to everything environmentally.
So we can literally walk across from Riverdale Park West, which is the Cabbagetown part. We walk over, there's an overpass over the DVP. You can look down at the traffic, and then you're in Riverdale Park East.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's fantastic. I mean, it's a great walk and great exercise, and there's
Yeah.
always tons of dogs and babies out there, so that's cool.
And then Yorkville has its own vibe, which is different. It's got a very urban feel to it. And so it has, very upscale shops.
The very best shopping.
But it's connected to the city in a different way. It's connected through that it's right in the heart of the city. So it has transportation.
Well, the two
TTC,
subway lines
subway
meet there.
north, south, east, west. And great, just a different, but really, really good feel to as close to the university. Just about everything you need in a city is right
Some
there.
of the best restaurants in town are right
Yeah.
there too. So yeah, so we like to feel like we have the best of both worlds, because there's the Riverdale Farm in Cabbagetown, and it really is like a farm. And then you have it's almost like Rodeo Drive shopping in Yorkville. So it's like, I don't know if you're familiar with the old show, if you ever saw it in reruns, called Green Acres. But it's kind of like that feel, the farm and the big city coming together, and we love it.
Yeah.
That's
My
amazing.
dog's like a boy.
Yeah.
I love it. So you've sponsored these neighborhood websites that are all about shopping local, supporting the community. So why is that so important to you? Like, why do you think it's so important to support small business and to shop local?
Oh, especially right now it is. I mean, these small businesses are really struggling, and if you just look from the outside, you see a storefront, but behind those storefronts are people. They're their livelihoods, their families' livelihoods, and we feel really fortunate that since we've started doing this and going and interviewing people, we've met all these incredible individuals. And, not only do we get to know about their business, but we get to know them.
Yeah.
And to see, really who's at the heart of the business. And it's funny, like, people have been so enthusiastic about it now because they want to help their businesses. But as soon as you start to talk to them about their business, you can't stop them because they're so enthusiastic. They're so passionate about what they do. And it's really, really lovely. It's inspiring.
And the businesses are so diverse too. You get a little bit of everything, from a dollar store to to a very upscale designer shop of really
Gourmet food shops,
gourmet, bakeries and
clothing and vintage clothing and new clothing
and to encourage the community to continue to support them as they do. Park Bench is a really great avenue for encouraging that and continuing it. So we really enjoy doing that.
I also feel like we've met so many people that I can't wait to see them again. They feel like they've become friends.
Yeah.
It's really, really lovely.
I love it. It's so amazing to see with something like this, it's like you're building real relationships with the people behind these businesses. And I think that's such a huge piece of it.
One in particular was worth mentioning. Neighbors of ours are they started and continue the local food bank where we volunteer and have for many years, and we bring people from the community into that to help out, and so it's a great community support.
It's a nice social connection for us,
right?
As well.
Yeah. That's so great. Well, your community's blessed to have you. I really think that small businesses, I think now more than ever, like really do need there to be people to offer a hand up and really help to support. So that's really, really
there's also one other thing I'd like to add to that too. It's like the more we can shop locally and support these businesses, the better it is for the environment. It really is. It's a win-win all around.
Yeah, it really is. Amazing. Well, this has been lovely. It's been so great getting to know you. Thank you so much for taking the time to do the interview today.
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you. We've had a great time.
Of
we love
course.
Talking about ourselves.
Amazing. Well, I love the energy. You seem like an absolutely incredible team. So thanks everyone for watching. Once again, this was Anita Bostok and Norman Hathaway, real estate agents with Sutton Group-Associates Realty Inc. Be sure to check out their local community websites. And if you have a local business and you want to be featured, be sure to reach out to them today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.